So, you know how you hear those stories about people who have an amazing testimony and how God saved their lives? Well, I've got a story to share. So, buckle up and let's do this. So, my name is Catriana da Costa, and I live in beautiful northern Idaho, where right now it is winter and it is snowing and doing all the things. So I work as a dental assistant, and my family lives up a mountain, and we drive about 3 miles up the mountain to get home and 3 miles down to get into town. So I work as a dental assistant, and I was, heading to work in my blessing, in my prayer requests, my answer to prayers from the year prior. Well, I guess 2 years now, 2023. I did not have a car. I prayed about it. The car I was driving blew up on the highway where the engine did, had a salvage title, couldn't get it fixed. None of that. So right now it is a yard ornament here at the house. But I was driving Teddy, who is my 2000 Honda CRV that has always gotten me to point A to B. It may have some issues with the heating and all that, but God. God has always kept me warm. He's gotten me to where I needed to be. So I have this friend, Tiffany Josiah, and we are prayer partners. We've been praying together for a couple of years, and the best time to do this for us is on my way to work or while I'm at work. And that day, it was while I was on my way to work, and we were doing our praises, talking about our prayer requests, and just catching up as we do. It had snowed the night before, so the ground was white. I was driving slowly down the hill, not even doing 20 miles an hour. I make it down. Here's the thing. The road that I live on is called Ridgeview. But to get to Ridgeview, you have to drive a steep road called Hell's Gulch. And it sounds just as bad as its name. It has a long gulch off of one side that just drops into the trees and is rocky and just seems like it goes forever. So my prayer has always been, Lord, keep me safe as I travel down this mountain. Please be with the other drivers, keep me safe. I don't want to go down there. It's like everyone's worst dream. It would be someone's worst dream come true, right? Their nightmare come true. But I made it. I made it to the end of Hell's Gulch onto Meadowhurst, which is a flat but slightly curvy road right by the high school. And we had just finished doing our praises. We were praising the Lord for our new relationships. Well, they're not new anymore. 6 months. We're both 6 months in to our relationships, praising the Lord for all the trials and for the blessings that He has given to us and shown us, and good health and healthy families and, jobs and school and all of it. Right at the end of the mountain, coming off of Hell's Gulch onto Meadowhurst, we always have this lull because the service just disconnects. And that happened today, or that day on Tuesday, February. Let's see what the date was. Tuesday, February. Oh my goodness. February 4th. So 3 days before my 29th birthday. Okay, so I'm praising God that I've made it to this point in my life and have decided that, I'm not going to look at it as like a bad thing getting older. Every year is a new opportunity. Every day is a new opportunity. I get to learn something new, right? So that is the mindset I'm going into. So on Meadowhurst, driving slowly, there's cars behind me. There's a car right behind me. I'm driving on this road I've driven, it feels like 1,000 times in the last 3 years to get to work, to get to church, to get to anywhere I need to go, right? And going on a curve and I hit the ice. Okay. I don't think anything crazy of it because it's not the first time you kind of slide. But this time, my car would not correct, you guys. I couldn't hear Tiffany in the Bluetooth anymore. I'm like, Lord, please, please. And you know what was playing in my head the whole time? This is a song, Only Trust Him. Only trust him, only trust him, only trust him now. He will save you, right? Okay, so that is what is playing in my head as I'm trying to correct this car, which is not correcting, and it just keeps going. And I hit a tree. I hit a tree, and then all I feel is my hands gripping the steering wheel. I'm praying, Lord, 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 please, please keep me safe. And I'm screaming out loud. I'm screaming and rolling down the side of the mountain, down the side of the hill, into someone's backyard. Okay. I rolled 2, 3 times and I stop at the bottom, tires down, you guys. I didn't really realize what had fully happened at that point because, as soon as the car stopped, I was like, okay, cool. I am tires down. I can just drive out of here. I was clearly delusional. I didn't stop and take count of where I was because, while I was rolling, it was slow motion. I don't remember seeing anything, but I remember hearing glass breaking. I remember hearing the hitting the car that was being made, the sounds of the car hitting rock. And I remember hearing all of the things from my trunk and back seat coming forward and hitting my dash in the glove compartment. I had my seatbelt on, praise God. Okay. And all these things are happening. And when I landed, I was like, okay, cool. I can just drive. I need to get to work. I tried to start to hit the gas to go, and nothing. My car just died. I heard it turn and try to go once, and that was it. My engine was kaput and she did not want to go. Teddy was no more. My little golden chariot was no more. I stopped and I was like, shoot, my phone is not on my dash anymore. It's not in its holder. I looked for my phone and I'm saying, Tiffany, Tiffany, are you there? She said, Hermana, what happened? And I said, I just rolled down the side of the hill. I need to call my parents. And she said, sis, go call them. Let them know what happened. Keep me in the loop. I will be praying as we do. So I hang up, call my parents, hands shaking now at this point because I just looked in the back seat and saw that I don't have windows. And I looked in front of me and my windshield is cracked. Okay, my dad just replaced the window in my back seat. I just got my car back 2 weeks ago. And I'm looking around, everything is in the front seat. The passenger seat is full. The driver's seat is just me there. There's nothing else. So I call my parents, Mommy, I just rolled down the side of the hill off Meadowhurst. I'm okay. I think I'm okay. I hit the ice and tried to correct and okay, we'll be down. We're calling Micah, my brother. We're gonna call. We'll be there. And as I'm doing that, hanging up, I see a young man coming down the hill and he's like, are you okay? We just saw everything that happened. My mom was driving right behind you and she also slipped and it was scary. And I was like, I'm okay. And then someone else comes sliding down the hill because it had just snowed the night before. And it is a woman who was on her way to work to the high school that we just passed. And she's like, I am an off-duty EMT. I'm going to stay here with you until the ambulance comes. I just called them for you. The sheriff should be here. Are you okay? And I tell her, yes, I'm okay. I'm totally fine. I don't feel any pain anywhere. And she's like, okay, you have your seatbelt on. I said, yes. She's okay, take it off. We're just going to sit and wait here until the sheriff comes, until the emergency services come, until everyone comes and we can make sure you can get out of here safely. At this point, I had not really looked around my car fully to see the extent of the damage, but we just sat there and she was talking to me to make sure I was okay. She asked me my name. I was like, my name is Catriana da Costa. Today is Tuesday. I am 28 years old until Friday. She's making sure I have all my wits about me. And as we're there, I'm paused. I'm looking up the hill to see how far I rolled. I'm looking where she's standing and all the huge boulders that are right there that could have been my head. I look behind me and the back seat is crushed. The roof is crushed. I look behind me and the passenger side is dented back there too. And in front of me, the hood of my car is squished in. Now, mind you, I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know what's happening. Like, I don't know how that happened. God protected me. I was only trusting Him. These are those moments where it's like, but God kept me safe. Only Him. And the lady, I didn't know if she was Christian or not or anything. And I told her, I was just on the phone with my prayer partner. We were praying, we were praising, we were doing all the things, and she's like, oh my goodness, I was just listening to my devotional on my way to work. What? I was just listening to my devotional on my way to work, she said. I work at the high school as a teacher. And she was saying this is what she does every day after she gets off her shift as an EMT. And she was talking about how her devotional was talking about and trusting God and how He will protect us. Lord, this was what we needed. We both needed that today. And I was telling her, I was singing in my head, only trust Him. And she's like, wow, this is amazing. She's like, your guardian angel was definitely watching over you, because where the rocks hit, that should have been your head. You guys, you know what else was around me? There was a barn on the other side of my car, and behind my car, where I probably could have rolled as well, was a huge propane tank. If I had hit that propane tank with my car, it's even worse news, right? It could have exploded. I landed in someone's backyard. So someone's house is right there. There's a barn right behind me or next to me, however you want to see it. And then right in front of me is like a yard full of old machinery and school buses and cars and trucks and all those things. Imagine if a fire had started right there and I was not okay. But God, He He protected me in that situation. I called my mom and dad. They came down the mountain slowly. I called my boss and let him know, and he's like, Ketty, do you need me to come and get you? And I was like, no, Kyle, it's okay. I'll be fine. I have people, my parents are coming, Micah's coming, we're good. As we're sitting there waiting for the EMTs to come, I could feel the adrenaline dying off. When you feel that tingling, like after you've been numb at the dentist, that's what it felt like, my whole body. And I start shaking and I look up the hill again and I look at the lady, and I am not someone who likes to cry. I don't like to cry in front of other people. And I look down and I pray, Lord, thank you so much. And then I just bawl. And she's like, it's okay, sweetheart, just let it out. This was an emotional event. And I'm just sitting there crying, praising the Lord and crying, because that could have been way worse. Emergency services arrive. The sheriff arrives. The EMS team takes me to the ambulance. I get inside where it's nice and warm because I have been sitting outside in 20-something degree weather, freezing because my car doesn't work, no heat, right? So we go inside and they take my vitals. They check my eyes. I'm fully there. I have no pain. My numbers were normal. Okay. And I get out, and the first person I see is my dad. Those of you who know Denzel DaCosta know that he is a very serious person, but with the driest humor of all. But that is my dad, that's I still call him daddy to this day, and he's there waiting for me with his arm open, ready for a hug. And I hug him and I just break down and cry. I'm just like, I could have not had this, you know. And I let go of him and I walk closer to where the accident happened and my mom is waiting for me and with her arms open, and I just hug her and go into her arms and just cry and cry and cry and cry and just praising the Lord. And she's praying over me and thanking the Lord that it wasn't worse than what it could have been. So after that, we get into the car. Micah came down in his truck and he's like, I could take you to work if you're going to work. And I was like, I'm going to work, but my parents wanted me in their car. So I got in their car, and my grandpa Jesse ended up coming over too. And he was like, are you okay? Everyone was checking in on me. My mom let my boyfriend and his dad know what had happened. And so Richard texted me and, are you okay, Kat? Oh my goodness, what happened? And Mike and Levi stay behind to watch the tow truck try and maneuver to get my car out of the thorns and out of the rock, out of this lady's backyard. I get to work and my boss is ready there waiting for me, and he's like, Ketty, are you okay? And I'm like, yes, I'm fine. But he told my parents, you guys raised one tough girl. I don't know how she's doing this, And I said, my life is never boring. Okay. There's always something going on. God is always doing something. And I jokingly said that he wanted me to end my 28th year with a bang, but he gave me a bang and a roll, and a wake up call. A reminder that he is always there and to trust him and that he will protect you always. So that is my story. I'm sticking to it. So it's just a reminder to wear your seatbelts, trust in God, literally, not just in words, but do it. We can say we trust him all the time, but we don't necessarily put our trust in him. So we need to say the words and practice it as well, because he will protect you. He will save you, right? He will save you now. So my name is Catriana da Costa, and I am a car accident survivor who should not be here.